We have a problem with the women's division on Smackdown. Hello everybody, my name is Chris, and this is the Lucha Chris channel. The problem isn't just the women's division for the WWE Championship, it's also the US women. It feels like the mid-card and the main roster is just not there on Smackdown. And it's not because they don't have the bodies there, they're just choosing to ignore it. It feels like Jade Cargill is stuck in this Michin and B-Fab purgatory. Like, what is she doing with them? And that's no offense to Michin and B-Fab. They're just not main eventers, at least right now. And then you have Chelsea Green as the women's US champion, which is not a problem, but they're doing really nothing with her. It just feels lazy. They're trying this like weird tag team storyline with Chelsea and Alba Fire against Julia and Kiana, but it just doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Like, what are we doing, heel versus heel? Like, it just feels like there's no direction for both divisions. Like, the mid-card is just light, and then you have mid-carders going after your WWE champion. Like, it's very confusing as to what WWE is trying to achieve and do with Jade and with Chelsea. I understand you gave Chelsea the US title so she can match up with Ethan Page with how he has his North American title and he has also his title from AAA. I get it. It makes sense. But there's no story for the US title. And it just hasn't started right now. It's been a thing that's been going on for a while. Ever since the birth of the US title, it has just been either Chelsea going against Michin, and then Julia got it after she defeated Zelina. But even then, for none of the reigns, it has felt important as like the women's intercontinental title over on Raw. As someone who is interested in the division and the inception of the US title, how am I supposed to get involved or interested in these feuds when it doesn't even feel like the writing or even the company cares about the title? And then you go over to the WWE champion, Jade Cargill, and it feels like they're not even paying any attention to her as well. It feels like they're putting all their attention into the tag team division, which isn't necessarily a problem. In most cases, it isn't, because we have been crying out for them to be paying more attention to the women's tag team division. But that doesn't mean you just go and neglect the main championship, your US title that you've not even put any attention to at all. So how do you expect someone like myself and many other fans to be interested in this Julia and Chelsea feud, and then this Jade Cargill and Michin feud with B-Fab in the background? Like, it just doesn't feel any interesting at all. Like, what are we doing? And I feel for these women because it's like they're talented. They're talented women. They're some of the best women on this roster. Chelsea's fantastic. Jade is fantastic. And she's been getting better and better ever since she's come to the WWE. But they're giving them nothing. And then you have Julia, who had a sensational debut on NXT. You know, became the women's champion at NXT and was fantastic. But then you bring her up to the main roster and to flounder while she is the US champion, then to lose it in a weird way to Chelsea, and then still do nothing with her, and then try and throw her back into the US title. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I feel bad, like, because these women can do something great. And I don't know if they're waiting, if it's maybe just they're waiting for Bianca to come back to maybe start up like the feud for Jade, and then it really starts to question, like, what are you waiting for Chelsea then? Because I get it, you know, the tag team division, it needs the help. It needs the help from some of the main eventers like Charlotte, Alexa, Rhea, Io. I get it, but you can't be doing this and then hurting these other two divisions on SmackDown. Raw is fine. Raw is doing great. Raw has no problem with their titles right now. I think Raw is in a good place. The problem is SmackDown. I'm not sure if there's something going on behind the scenes or what, but it feels like you're not giving Jade anything. You're not giving Chelsea anything. You're not giving them anything. if you saw this last pre-taped episode of Smackdown, no one cared for the tag team match of Chelsea Alba Fire and between the Julia and Kiana. Like, it just doesn't feel important. So if they don't want to make it important, why should I care? And it sucks. Hopefully now, leading into the new year, and hopefully now with SmackDown going to 3 hours, they can start to do something better now. Maybe have better storylines. I'm not sure what they can do, but they need to start bringing in something. And I think maybe that answer could be NXT call-ups. Like Sol Ruka. We've seen Sol Ruka already in the main roster. Why not throw her in there? Maybe a JC Jane? Maybe we could see her come as well if she, to help at least bolster the roster, because it's really needed. And if you're going to go to 3 hours, no one wants to just watch reruns of segments from last week. No one wants to watch vignettes only. We want some storylines, and then there needs to be some wrestling, especially if these divisions are going to be getting over. You need to get Jade. She's still brand new to the WWE audience. You need to be able to do something with her and then have more convincing opponents. Like, it's no offense to Nietzsche and BFAB, but they're not at that level that Jade is at, or at least in our eyes as of now. And you're not doing well enough to develop them. And then you're not even giving Chelsea any really good, screen time. So, could it be, could it really just be adding some new faces into the roster? Could it be better storylines? I'm not sure. And I'm really worried when these 3 hours come in, because I don't think it's going to fix it. Especially if they're not putting any time in now. But how do you feel? Let me know down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.